Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We got another series recap, a full week of games. Some teams swept, others got swept. That's how it works. Let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Thank you guys very much for tuning in and hanging out with us for a little bit on this Friday afternoon as we recap the week that was. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me, I got Jake. We got Trevor Plouffe coming here from California, and BBD in the corner producing his butt away. This episode is brought to you by some very special patrons. Ben Colpine, Joe Duffy, I know that one, Dan Peters, and Ian Jaffe? Jaff? I'm going to go Jaffe. It's more fun. Jaffe. Those are most recent patrons. Thank you guys very much. We have a Patreon. We give them a lot of exclusive content. There's some Twitter account, an Instagram account that does behind the scenes, lets them know when we have guests on, gives them kind of some insight. We also do a Q&A once a month, Jake and I, behind the scenes of the company, of our lives, of whatever we want. It's Q&A, and there's a ton of other perks that come with the patron, so check it out if you want to. Young Jake, how are you doing?
James, Trevor, David Mendelson, doing well. Doing well. Just got my first vax shot.
Ooh.
Vaxxed up and waxed up. Winky's a little small, but that's no side effects from the shot. But I'm feeling good, man. I think the Yankees getting a day off.
What?
What?
Yeah, what is going on right now?
Where did that come from?
Some people are wondering if that's a side effect.
Oh.
It's not. Well, I actually don't know because that's a personal thing. I'm doing well, man. I'm excited to get into the weekend slate of games. It's kind of, we're starting to get out of excuses season, man. A week in, the arms are loose. The backs are loose. If you're slumping, you're slumping, and we're going to come at you in Fuego. Get ready, Trev. You and Chris Rose on the pregame show.
Trev, how are you doing?
I'm doing great now. I need a little pick-me-up right there.
Yeah.
That was an incredible introduction. So
Got the
I'm very
vax.
excited.
My wiener's
I'm excited
small,
for your vaccine.
Not related.
Well,
I got to talk to Jake
not
and
sure.
Noodle last night when he was walking the streets,
yeah.
and he had like a nice button-up shirt on. He just got some sushi, so it was like sexy, kind of like established dad Jake, and I really liked what I saw. I saw like your future.
You saw my city vibe. You saw I
Yeah.
had the bomber jacket on.
You looked
Yankee
really good.
polo, noodle. It's
And wasn't there a couple that was like trying to commandeer you to come into their apartment or
they
something?
made a
Like,
play. They had a little wine on their breath, and we like your dog. Why don't you come upstairs and try this vaccine? Nice people.
That's where you got it from, actually.
Yes, yes. They gave me the first
It was
dose.
a corner
oh,
store.
you guys.
Yeah,
Love it. I got a haircut.
huge.
Didn't you get a haircut right before you came out here?
Yeah, I had to go get it done up again because I'm going to Florida.
You didn't like it. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get right into this slate of games.
How are you, Tim?
Oh, I'm doing well. We front load our weeks like crazy at John Boy Media. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for me, Jake, and BBD are, and especially this past Wednesday because we did that live show, are an absolute like slog of content. Where Thursday's pretty light. Friday's really light. After this, I'm heading home. I'm going to watch some Yankees day game opening up against the Rays, so I'm excited. So, yeah, Friday shows. I mean, the drinking on Wednesday really threw me for a loop because Thursday felt like Friday, and then I was like, oh, yeah, but Friday's a light day anyway. And I was like, well, we have the recap show, which is a pretty big
Show.
big chunk of content we bite off. So I'm good. I'm excited. I did the classic. I knew I had the NL, so I went through all the NL games. I made sure I kind of tuned into them. The AL, Trev, which you have this week, and Jake, you have the Interleague series. I don't know nothing, and I'll be honest about it. Like, I tuned in to games here and there,
Yeah,
but
you'll
I
be
really,
surprised.
I was watching and following baseball, but
Ball
I'm
stuff.
excited to see what happened in the AL. But let's start off, and I will tell you guys what happened in the NL. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, here we go. The Reds swept the Pirates. We talked about how they have an early schedule and early week schedule, and they can really take advantage of it, and they did. Naquin has 2 homers. Castillo 7 shutout innings for them. They needed that. Castellanos just going crazy, having fun. They're the swag bad team. Bad guys. Talking about sweeps in the Central, the Cardinals. They sweep the Marlins. They right the ship. They got good pitching from De Leon and John Gant and our dude Jay Flair, which they needed after the bad pitching in the first series. Marlins don't do a lot of the hitting. The Mets and Phillies, they played an exciting series. Phillies take 2 of 3. Moore versus DeGrom. DeGrom goes 6 shutout. Then they lose the win for him. Stroman pitches well. Our guy Reese is hitting the hell of the ball. Brewers took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. The Brew Crew arms are showing off. Freddie Peralta, who we were told that they really like, has a good outing. My dude Travis Shaw with the big 3-run homer. Locane with the 3-run homer. Woodruff, he has a no-hit bid of his own. Giants and Padres played each other. The Giants won the series as the Padres get the bad Tatis news, and they lose the series to the Giants. Darren Ruff had 2 homers. Braves take 2 out of 3 from the Nationals. Juan Soto hit a walk-off in Game 1. Max Fried pitched pretty poorly. Bad outing by him. And Yanoa and Strasburg had a pitcher's duel. Well, there's a lot of National League games. Rockies and Diamondbacks, they played as well. Rockies took 2 out of 3 from the D-backs. Yeah, I got to get a longer version of the song. Marte left Game 2 with cramps. Senzatella had a really good outing. And that's the NL. I can loop it. I can loop that song. I think I'm going to have to loop it.
Just follow your heart, man.
It's been looped.
How about that Phillies infield? How about that Phillies infield?
People are talking.
Pretty good.
People are starting to talk about them.
Yeah, how about the Reds and the Cardinals? Both teams that don red in the NL Central getting sweeps. They meet up in a couple weeks, and we talked last episode about how, if the Reds keep this train rolling, they got like Arizona coming up, and then I think another team that's not on paper incredibly hard, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The Pirates are also so bad on purpose. Bad on purpose.
Pirates are bad. Jim, the Reds, 5-1 on the season, 5-1 at home. I know baseball isn't a sport where a lot of people lean on home and road splits. I can help you out, big buddy. Let me know next time. But, man, MLB is the same way. We see teams every year that they've dominated home. They take care of their home series. I mean, we've talked about it with Yankee stuff for a little bit. It's like take care of your business at home, win your home series, stay 500 on the road, and that's a formula to get into the playoffs. Interested to see as the Reds eventually go on the road, but man, they are, one of the early storylines in baseball. Them and the Phils keep hitting, man. Those are tough lineups to get through, and if they pitch enough, they're good.
I was happy to see the Braves take a few because they get swept and they go in, get the walk-off. Then I think they ended up taking 2 in a doubleheader, right?
Yes. They also went
that's good
off.
for them because that's if they start to keep going down that path. I mean, that's my World Series champs right there. And sometimes you just need a few wins to get you started, a little jump start for them. So I was happy to see them kind of claw back, show some fight, start hitting the ball a little bit. But there was definitely some good series. You did not mention my guy Longo. He's got 3 homers already. Just an old dude getting it done for the Giants. Who are the Giants? I don't understand what's going on up there, but they take 2 out of 3 from San Diego.
Their pitching's been good. Gossman had a really good game. Senzatella had a really good game. You said about the Braves, they lost Game 1 to the Nats, Trev, the 9-inning game they played, but in that loss, Acuna homers in the first inning, Freddie Freeman homers in the first inning, Dansby Swanson homers in the second inning, Acuna homers again in the third inning. Like, they lost the game, but I think it might have been a breath of like, okay, we're going to be all right.
Yeah, well, that's what they were horrible offensively the first series, so they needed to get the bats going, and they did.
I mean, it's off Scherzer, too. So it's not like you can be like, well, it was off Eric Fetty. So that's cool.
Ronald Acuna sneaking up like the all-time leadoff homers list.
Is he?
Yeah. He's like it's like 23 or whatever. I want to say he's approaching top 3 all-time or something like
already?
that. I believe so. We'll double check.
Who are the
stats on
leaders?
that.
Yeah, can we get BBD, get some leaders on
Ricky Henderson has 81.
Yeah, Ricky.
Alfonso Soriano has 54. Craig Biggio
Doc
has
Jones?
53. Maybe
He's
like
not top 3.
maybe there was like a caveat like for the Braves.
I think he's got the Braves already. I'll get the stat for you. Either way,
Brian Dozier, Jock Jones,
Real-
1-0, baby.
really good and gets overlooked a lot.
Tied the
Everyone
tied,
talks-
tied
everyone
the
talks-
Braves record.
Everyone talks about Soto, but this guy's
Well,
doing
he
it
should.
too.
He at least has 21 first inning homers, and I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
assume
no,
the
no.
bulk of those are.
He tied the Braves record for leadoff home runs. He's still like
Yeah, but all the articles are like, is he going to catch Ricky? And there's some other all-time stuff. I mean, it's impressive. 20th leadoff homer. 20 leadoff homers. That's nuts. Guy's a freak. Freak show.
George
Can I get a
Springer's
pat on the
number
back
8.
for me saying that the Phillies are going to be good?
BBD's taking all those pats.
Yeah.
He kind of is. It's not just the infield BBD. It's everybody.
team
They're
sport.
playing really well right now.
Team sport.
This is
It's a
team
fact.
sport. Anything else in the National League? Gaussman outpitched Snell. That was pretty cool. That was like, they went out and made the big. It's one game, so it's not bigger than that. But it's funny because they gave him the qualifying offer, and everyone was like, "What?" And Snell was the big grab. So them to go head to head. Some off-season storylines matching up. I thought that was cool.
If you're a pitcher, leave Baltimore, man. Gossman, Bundy, Arrieta. Jeez, man.
Cobb.
Nobody wants to talk about the Rockies, huh? Get a big series against Jimmy's D-backs.
Yeah, I saw that series. I just laughed. I was like, I got to talk about this.
on.
God.
Brewers Cubs, I feel like we didn't talk about that a lot. I mean, division is going to be up in the air all year. Locane, baby. Back at it. 3-run game-winning ding-dong. Different.
Yeah, they lived and
Pitching
died with
looked
a
good.
3-run homer. Travis Shaw had a first-inning 3-run homer that I think they rode all the way to the finish of the game. Pretty exciting stuff. It's so
Brewers
early.
pitching
Like usually
staff,
we do
7
like
runs in 3
standings
games.
and all this
Yeah.
stuff. But it's pretty early. Let's just
Any Jack Flaherty update, Trev?
pitch well.
I told him, obviously great job, great bounce back start, and he was happy about it. And he said, "I'll get you a knock, though." He's like, "It's coming."
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
Villa got his knock, but Jay Flair, I was going to be his hitting coach. Then the whole COVID thing happened and blah, blah, blah. So maybe look for that in the 2021 offseason.
Flaherty had a rough first inning, and after his first start, some Cardinals fans may have been like, "Oh my God!" I think he went like walk, single, walk. He got helped with the caught stealing. Yachty, I'm guessing, was his catcher there, and then he settled down pretty nicely. Ends up with a 1-hitter, so through 6. Good job for him.
Yes, someone tweeted at me like, "What's up with your boy Jay Flair?" And it was like, I looked at the phone. It was the same as the first inning, a couple runners on base. Then I looked back again an hour later, and he was 6 shutty. So
Yeah.
Arenado getting the love from the hometown crowd. That was cool. Baseball City, baseball guy.
Let's move on to the
they give
NL.
love to everybody.
What's that?
They give love to everybody there. It's cool. It's
love
cool.
to
Like if you
love.
ever played there, like literally ever played there, and you go back, like you're gonna get a standing ovation.
Let's go to the AL, which is brought to you by Cushy Dreams. Obviously, you know about our friends over at Cushy Dreams. They work with us in almost like everything we do. They love us. We love them. We're having a good time. You guys are having a good time with this smokable CBD, helping your anxiety, your depression, your pain relief, even if you're fighting inflammation. You can buy the pre-rolled joints. You can get the eighths ounce cans. It's cannabis that ships discreetly to you and directly to all 50 states. They offer specific indica and sativa strains that deliver desired effects. You can get the relax, create, hustle, peace, energy. Get all that shit. Jake drinks it in his beer. They got a fresh harvest. How about that?
Huge.
You get like pre-packages and all that stuff. Cushy Dreams, Kushy Dreams. Smoke your CBD. Go to cushydreams.com and use promo code BASEBALL. That's how they know that you heard about them from us for 20% off your next order. Smoke your CBD with promo code BASEBALL for 20% off. I'm going to smoke a little bit, Trev, while you tell me what happened in the American League.
Jim, I want to cut both you guys off because I see the chat going a little bit. I think we do need to remind the people the series recap episodes are for this week's series. So I know a lot of you guys are jazzed up and you want to hear about the Conforto elbow and some of that stuff. That's next series. We acknowledge it along the way, but we're recapping this week's series. So
Yeah, we'll get to some of that.
yeah,
Maybe there will be an award involved.
could be,
Maybe not.
maybe not.
I'm not giving Conforto an award.
No, I debated it, but not part of this series.
All right, AL, what happened, Trev?
My Twins going into Detroit. They take 2 of 3, but maybe the story is still Akil Baddoo just coming up and doing extraordinary things. He has a walk-off in Game 2. Nelson Cruz does what Nelson Cruz does, he hits bombs. Missed a grand slam foul, hits it next to bat, gets it back. I think he had 2 grand slams in the series. Twins look good, man. Twins look good. We always talk about them. Their offense has been showing out. Blue Jays visiting the Rangers. Rangers take 2 of 3, which is shocking to me. But our guy Gibby, huge bounce back start. I talked to him about it. I'm going to be seeing him in Tampa in a few days. I'm very excited about that. Mats also looked really good for the Jays. You know I'm a big Mats guy, and he showed out for me. The Blue Jays need someone to step up. Maybe Mats will be the guy. Royals at the Indians. They split the series. Duffy looks good in Game 1, 6 shutout innings. Whit Merrifield looking good too, a 3-run homer, or hit his 3rd homer, excuse me. J-Ram, our guy who's probably going to be playing for the Braves at some point this season, hits 2 homers in Game 2. And Jacob Junis looks good, 5 shutout innings in the first start of the season after 2 scoreless relief outings against Rangers in Game 2. End of the song?
Beauty.
Was that perfect
That's
timing
professional.
by you?
That's show.
No, there's plenty more games. So
Oh.
That's the only thing. There's a lot of games.
I'll loop it for you. Keep going.
Loop that bad boy. I need the music. Orioles go into Yankee Stadium. The Yankees take 2 out of 3. Stanton hits a grand slam. Judge homers, but then we're going to have to be talking about his oblique because you know that's what it is, Jim. No hiding that. No sugarcoating it. It's not a COVID shot, as our guy Dan Rourke says. It's got to be his oblique. Okay? They take 2 out of 3. Montgomery looks really good. He's like been a CC Sabathia has taken under his wing, and now he looks all good. So Gumby Nation, good for you. Red Sox sweep the Rays at home. Full pension Piv, my guy, goes in 5 shutout innings in Game 1. Glasnow looks really good, but they blow his game for him. Eovaldi comes out and throws 7 one-run innings in Game 3. Christian Vasquez with a few homers. Unfortunately, a couple guys on the Rays going to be missing some time. Nick Anderson and then Fairbanks is placed on the IL. Astros going down, visiting the Angels. What a great series this was. They split the series. Trout does Trout things. Greinke, your guy, Jim, looks phenomenal in Game 2. And the Astros they're just hitting the crap out of the ball, basically. But these 2 teams, and we talked about the Oakland A's and the Astros being at the top of the division, sure seems like it's going to be a race between the Angels and the Astros right now in the West. And then to finish it off, the White Sox go into Seattle and they take 2 out of 3. Rodon looks good in Game 1. Abreu hits a grand slam. Unfortunately for a couple players, Tim Anderson gets put on the IL with a little hamstring tightness, and then James Paxton looking like he's going to have Tommy John. That is not what we want to hear. It's not what Seattle fans want to hear. But that is what is going on in the AL.
Man, the James Paxton news sucks. Tim Anderson, hamstring tightness. Hopefully he can make it back and play enough where it feels like a full season. Anyway, Angels, I like that. I like what the Angels are doing it. They're doing it. They're fun.
They're
exciting.
proving a lot of people wrong. They're shutting a lot of people up.
And they're like making headlines along the way. Every game's been kind of like crazy. Yeah, some of that Blue Jays pitching is starting to show its head already. Roark, he's not good.
Hey, Matt's had a nice outing.
Yep, Stripling, 2 bad outings. Ryu,
They need more than that.
Ryu, Mats, Zoik had a nice outing. I think he pitches again soon, but Roark, I mean, his curveball looks like a bad wiffle ball curveball. It looks like the first time I figured out how to throw a curveball, but I didn't know how to place it, or I didn't know how to make it sharp. It just kind of floated a curveball into the zone.
You kind of look like Tanner Roark, too.
Yeah. Well, we have a beard and have chubbiness.
Thick is what the kids say, Jim. Thick. Yeah, Blue Jays. That, I don't know. Rangers take 2 out of 3 from you. That's a series you want. That's a series you were writing in pen. We got that. But Gibby's built different. Excited for you to see him, Trev.
He's built different. They go into Yankee Stadium and take 2 out of 3. Then they go down to Arlington and get a 2-3 series loss.
Series split. Yanks tough for winning a series. The emotions were in a bad place. Tyone makes his debut. He looked pretty solid. That was exciting. And, he's got to be a big piece of this season. Cole and Monty were both grosso. But, yeah, I mean, the looming news there is Judge. I think we'll find out in the next two hours.
Marley
what are they
Rivera
doing
said
with that?
that Aaron Boone is speaking to the media at 1:15.
1:15. Well,
Can I give you my take on it?
need it?
Sore side. That's what they're calling it, right?
Yes.
To me, I've done the oblique. I've done there's another little muscle, like tendon in between your ribs, and I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. Sounds to me like he felt some tightness or is feeling tightness in the oblique area. It hasn't fully grabbed on him yet. So when you feel that, you're like, dude, I think I can play through it, whatever. Judge obviously hears everybody in New York saying he needs to play a full season. We need you on the field, so he's trying to do it. But it's going to grab on him eventually. If you feel that tightness and you feel it being sore there, it's ready to go. And one check swing or one day that's too cold and you don't get it loose enough, it's going to grab on him, and it's going to end up being a 2-month thing. Like if he's feeling that way, shut it down for 2 weeks. Just do it in April. Get it done in April. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but in my experience, you let that thing linger, it's going to cause you problems down the road. Big problems.
Yeah, it's basically how I feel about it. And then just going to lie anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, you called it in spring training. You said he's hurt.
Mm-hmm. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Because they sat him for 3 days.
That's the thing is when you do that, you can still play. Like you can do it.
Yeah, he's playing incredible. He's hitting.
It's one check swing away.
Yeah.
I think he pulled the homer. His last at bat, he pulled a homer, like big swing, 2-hand finish, and I think that tweaked it. And then he's been sitting he sat after that.
If he hasn't grimaced and like gone down on camera, then he hasn't pulled it yet. You can't help but react when you pull something like that.
It's true,
but it's got to be close.
Big man, nervous. How about a little more fun? How about those Red Sox? They won't quit on you, Trev. They're back, baby. A little sweep, got a little love from Arozarena, the best ever to get that sweep in the middle there. But man, Nasty Nate Eovaldi looking really good for him. Pitching coaches for the past 10 years are punching dirt. It might be finally coming together for Nasty Nate. And man, hey. We knew that team was going to hit. I mean, it's a storyline for so many teams early on this season, whether we're talking Reds or Phillies or Sox. If they can pitch enough, and man, if they can get the Condor, Chris Sale back, Sox Nation, they want to get excited. They really want to get excited. Cora's back.
I like what you're doing.
Cora's
what
back.
you're doing. You're pumping the gas. Now you get it a little bit.
Well, they'll have life.
Look.
They'll have life now because Cora's back. I mean, Renicky was Walking Dead last year. Renicky and no one was getting up for a game with Renicky. Renicky wasn't even excited to play games last year. And Cora's got that oomph. He'll shit talk you after you leave the team. He'll shit talk you while you're on the team. Like, and I don't say that as a negative. Like, I think it's him. It's him, and it has a very positive effect on his clubhouse. I think, like,
authentic.
He's a dude that's gonna get the best out of his club. We'll see what the best out of the Red Sox looks like with the roster and the pitching by the end of the year. But so far, it's been decent. I mean, well, they got swept, then they swept, so that's good.
I mean, the question all year long for Tampa is going to be that offense. We know what they can do defensively. We know they can pitch a little bit, but the offense has always been a question mark. They try to platoon guys, try to put them in the right positions to be successful. But, you know, I don't want to take away from Eovaldi or Pavetics. I know they've worked hard and they're good pitchers, but I think the Rays are going to have to find an identity offensively and figure something out, because that's going to be their Achilles heel all year.
When you talk about identity, I mean, Fairbanks and Anderson. I mean, those are two of the dudes. Those are two of the biggest dudes you game plan around if you're facing them. So losing them for a little bit, they're going to feel that. So interested to see how they react. We're going to be able to watch a lot of them this weekend because Rays and Yanks are playing. So interested to get that vibe. Dick Mountain today, Archer tomorrow, TBD the next day. So interested to see how the Rays bounce back after the Red Sox sweep. And you alluded to it in the AL recap. But, man, Angels, baby, they're fun. They're entertainment, which sometimes this sport does forget about to a degree. But, man, it's fun to see a team identity come together. And Lucas Giolito talked about it on Chris Rose's rotation. Like, that top of the lineup just ain't fun. And it's all different, man. And I think that's a part of baseball that I think the nerds will never be able to quantify, but you can hear it in a pitcher's voice when you hear Giolito talk about it. Going from David Fletcher,
yeah,
who's just going to mess with you. You're never going to have an easy time against him. Like, he's going to beat you sometimes. Mike Trout, he's beating a lot of dudes. he beats everyone. Ohtani when he's in there. I mean, you know, I've seen some sequence stuff on Shohei Ohtani. Double add in this one talking point? Wow. And then Anthony Rendon, maybe the most underrated player in the game. The compound guys, 3 ads. Compound guys were talking about him as potentially like the second best player in baseball on a given, or no, third. They said it's Trout, Mookie, and then that third slot, you can make debates for a lot of guys, and like Anthony Rendon on the right day can be that guy. And then it's kind of funny, the second half of that lineup, whether it's Upton, can Jared Walsh continue to step up? Is Albert in there just being the old machine at this point? Halos are fun, man.
They are, and they found a little bit of pitching that we didn't know about. They found something. Griffin Canning, right?
Well, he's been around. Cobb had a good start. He looked nasty. Bundy, Ohtani is a game changer. See how long it stays, and hopefully it stays all year.
I just gave the blueprint on sequence. If you want to go hit Ohtani,
Trev, that was such a good sequence. Like, you need to, if you kept doing that. So what Trev did was, like, you talked about Ohtani, but the middle thing when you were like, well, this is how, if I was facing him that day, how I would read his stat lines and then decide what my approach is going to be. You need to, I would watch that if you did that for a lot of pitchers. Like, once every 2 weeks, you just took like, yeah, this, if I was in the clubhouse and we were facing Scherzer or even a rookie pitcher, and these are the numbers that the stat department gave to me, because you basically said you eliminated 2 pitches and then you were looking for, go watch it. It's good.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah. I
recorded some fire yesterday too. Some of the next ones coming out are going to be good. I was excited about it.
That.
Yeah. The last thing I want to say is the Astros pitching's been good thus far. It hasn't needed to carry them at all because they're averaging like 9 runs a day. But they got a young guys, Javier, Kitty, Luis Garcia, and they've done just enough. And they've also leaned on Ryan Stanek, who they picked up in free agency out of the bullpen. I think he's pitched in 4 games so far and been really good, and he did like 2 innings one game, and he's helping that bullpen out a lot. So Astros looking like scary team.
Scary.
No surprise there.
Any Trevor Plouffe tweet, leave a picture of Ron Darling.
It is pretty funny when that happens.
Ron Darling was all over the Mets thing. He was pissed. He's the Mets announcer and was pissed at Conforto. We won't talk about it too much.
I like reading Trevor Plouffe stuff. He's got a lot of good takes.
I love Ron
Love
Darling.
that guy.
We can talk about
No,
the
the New
Conforto
York
stuff at one point.
New York was perfect for that. Like I forget who was tweeting about it, but they were like, a lot of announcers would have done the song and dance, but I think either New York booth, Caster would have hated that.
New York,
Darling, that was perfect.
Darling-
Couple pitchers,
Perfect.
Cone or Darling.
It was perfect.
Darling or Hernandez. Who was it? Was it whoever was doing the SNY booth? They were more mad about it than the Marlins booth because I had recorded both for the breakdown, so I listened to both. The Marlins were much more like, yeah, I think, that definitely looks intentional to me, where the Mets booth was like, oh, that's intentional. No, that's no good. You can't do that. That situation is so interesting to me because Culpa admitted he was wrong, Trev, when you said he's the one up that never admits it. But this is he couldn't not admit he was wrong because he once he starts to call the pitch a strike, per rule, a strike in the zone overrides a hit by pitch. So it's not even really it is a judgment call, but like we already saw your judgment. The fact that none of the 4 umpires, when they got together, no one was like, well, Ron, you had it as a strike in the zone, so that means it cannot be a hit by pitch. The fact that none of the 4 said that is a problem for MLB. Like, come on.
Look, Culpa, you did the famous breakdown when he said, I can do whatever I want. That is the gist of his attitude out there. And, look, do I know him personally? No. But do I know him as an umpire? Yes.
Yeah.
He's the guy that if you say, Ron, that pitcher's outside. No, it's not. Oh, Ron, I'm going to go look at it. Okay. You go look at it. It's way outside. And you go back and say, Ron, that pitcher's outside. Like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And so he's one of those guys.
Dale Scott told us a nice story about Ron Culpa when he was coming out to the rest of the umpires. So that always humanized Culpa in my head.
That's true. I did forget about that.
So
like I
on
said,
the field, he may
personally-
be that way, but I mean,
Yeah,
He's
personally, I don't know everybody, but
Ron Culpa's like a pitcher on the mound. Like when Ron Culpa's on the field, that's umpire Ron Culpa.
yeah, he's probably maybe like
Off the field, he's a guy.
second base on Ron Culpa's party animal.
Oh, slut.
Well, I get that. He's like the guy. If he's on your team, you love him. If he's off your team, you hate him. I guess that's what Ron
and
is.
it sucks that Conforto has to go in his post game and lie. Because like you wish you could be like, yeah, trying to just do what I can in that moment, having a tough stretch, and if ball's close enough, might as well give it a shot. Like, but you can't say that because then you get fined, and then it's a problem. So in his post game,
Why
he's
do you
like,
get fined?
I don't. Baseball's dumb. I don't know if you get fined.
Baseball's dumb.
I don't know if you fine, but you basically just like admit to like intentionally. I don't know. But in his post game, Conforto was like, definitely would have rather used the bat to win the game, but as a slider, I tried to get my elbow in, but maybe on its way in, it went up a little bit. Like, it was fine, but like, you want to be like, yeah, I threw my elbow into it.
It was the complete circle where I forget if it was Buster or who had it best, but they said, like, yes, Conforto did that, but that's instinctual in a way. Like, you shouldn't be mad at Conforto for doing that. You see that ball coming in.
I don't think it's instinctual to put your elbow into a pitch.
When it's moved.
He didn't get out of the way. He leaned into it.
He did a little twist.
And then after the twist, he leans in even more.
Yeah, it was like a little.
He hits it. You see his eyes go from there to there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand why guys use protective equipment, especially if you're a switch hitter and that's your throwing arm, whatever. And maybe you got hit there the day before, so you put something on. But I'm totally against the guys that just put all the gear on and then crowd the plate. I think that is, I don't want to say it's Bush League, but like, come on, man.
Do you think he'll get hit, Trev? Do you think the Marlins will be like, well, here's a real hit by pitch? I don't either.
No. I don't know. I saw some people saying that as well.
Everyone was,
on my Twitter mentions. It's like, why? Like, he didn't. Yeah, no, he shouldn't get hit.
Miguel Rojas, the most nicest guy in MLB. I did in the breakdown. I read his lips, and he's like, "We got to replay that." And Culpa says, "You can't review it." And you can see Rojas go, "Why not?" And then Culpa, Culpa must say, like, "I don't make that decision," because right away Rojas goes, "Okay, sorry," and walks away. But yeah, if replay exists, replay everything. And it's not even a replay thing. It's like Culpa just literally forgot a rule in the rule book.
Add a common sense clause.
Strike overrules hit by pitch. He just completely forgot that rule.
Add a common sense clause.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah. Well, we got an interleague series recap coming up. Jake's in charge of Interleague. Let us know what happened, Jake. Here we go.
Using the whole damn song. Trevor Plouffe's Dodgers at Trevor Plouffe's A's. Dodgers take 2 out of 3. Game 1. Dustin May. Trevor Plouffe's Dustin May versus Trevor Plouffe's Frankie Montas. Dodgers win Game 1 10-3. Game 2 Kershaw show. He's doing it again. That's all he knows. They win 5-1. And then the A's finally get in the win column. Let's go. Rooted in Oakland. Hey! They win 4-3. Dustin May, 6 shutty. Kershaw, 7. Trevor Bauer, how's your balls? Getting inspected, just like mine at the vaccine today. Bad news, Trevor Rosenthal out 12 weeks, man. That's a big bummer for the A's and him. Get better, come back, and be good again, because his comeback story was pretty cool. So Dodgers take 2 out of 3 from the A's. A's get back in the win column.
Good for the A's.
The most aesthetically pleasing matchup in the big leagues right now is A's Dodgers. Love the uniform matchup right there.
Okay.
Green and yellow versus that Dodger blue. It just works. Just works.
You got Oakland up there, huh? In the uni game?
I do.
Okay.
I like
Kelly
that
Green are nice.
they're just unique to them. Like, as soon as you see like those colors, that's Oakland, and you can't say that for a lot of teams. A lot of teams share like the blue and the red, whatever. And is there another team with green?
Like
No. The Red Sox
No,
on St.
right?
Patty's Day.
the Rays? Do they have a hint of green in there still sometimes?
No, I think
Off
that's
subject.
Yeah.
My boy Anthony Swarzak, Sweezy, Swizzle Stick, Swizz Khalifa got called up to the Diamondbacks, and he put a picture of his jersey. And let me tell you something, those Diamondbacks jerseys are kind.
Uh-oh.
You like him now?
Uh-oh.
They got away from some of the bad stuff. This one had like this beautiful blue. His name was in this like teal blue. Looked really good with like the red and the black. It works. So shout out Arizona Diamondbacks PR department, who they love us.
Love us. Mariners have green.
Mariners, yeah.
Mariners do have green.
Is that like odd?
Ish. Aqua.
Dustin May's having a good start to the season, so I'm happy for him. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 0 earned runs. Used the 4-seam fastball more than he ever has in the past. So he's kind of he was a guy that you looked at and you're like, you need to change the pitch mix because you have all the stuff. And so far, he used the 4-seam fastball. It was like his 3rd fastball he used last year. And there was a number 1 he used again in this game against the A's. So I like that. The big story is that they took some balls that Trevor Bauer was using out of play for inspection. They used Bauer's name in the headline. This is, I was explaining it, my thoughts on it to the office here. Everyone is happy right now with what's happening, and everyone is acting upset about what's happening, but really they all got what they want. Bauer comes out against pine tar and sticky substances heavily, says, if you're not going to legalize it, I'll just use it. If you're not going to punish guys, I'll just use it. Uses sticky substance, wins the Cy Young when using it, gets $100 million when using it. Now, by doing that, made baseball look dumb because he's like, oh, okay.
Really dumb.
Well, if you're not going to enforce it, I will just use it and gain all the benefits. Now he's doing that. Now they put in this play that they're going to inspect all these baseballs, and they're inspecting a lot of baseballs. They've taken tons out of play, but the only ones that they put a tweet out and write a headline about is Bauer's, because that's how the media wins. So Bauer's winning because he's got paid by this. The media's winning because they just put Bauer on the headline, even though it's happening across the league. That's what they want, Trev. That's going to be their number 1 clicked article of the month, and you know that that's a win for them. Bauer wins because he gets to act like, why are you just using my name? I hate when you love it, dude. Then you make a vlog and people go look at it. So everyone is enjoying this. MLB wins because there's intrigue and casual people are like, what's this? Scandal always gets eyes. So everyone's winning in this situation and likes what's happening, but they're all acting like they very much don't like it. And that's just kind of the state of pine tar and baseball right now.
I don't mind that take at all. I mean, I think that's a really good take. I think in general, Bauer has won this whole thing for sure. came out, like you said, was against it, decided to use it in his walk year, gets the freaking Cy Young and the bag. And I mean, just think about like whether he's going to do a documentary or write a book or whatever. I mean, this guy is going to, when he's done playing, he's going to expose everybody in this whole situation, and people are going to be very interested in it because it is a big deal. And I can't wrap my head around why people don't understand how big of a deal it is and how big of a performance enhancer this shit is. But the people just don't care. The general public does not care. Even with all this going on, the Bauer and the article coming out, the casual fan cares not about the story. And it's kind of crazy to me that they don't care. I think maybe they don't understand the difference. Like the casual fan might not understand that 300 RPM jump.
I'm just excited to see what comes from another MLB investigation, man. Get to the bottom of this, get the story out there finally, because it's about damn time we've done this. No, man, it's everything you guys said is right. I think the only part that sucks is, again, I think for baseball fans, because I think every baseball fan, and hey, it's a nice conversation to have, and you and Chris Rose were doing it on the Instagram Live, but like, how is there not rules around this? Like, that's insane. It's insane that the people in the game don't care enough that there should be rules around this. We're literally messing with the ball.
Someone, one manager, was it Roberts? Was it Bob Melvin? Might have been Bob Melvin.
Bo Mel.
A manager got asked about this, and he said, "Oh no, they're just collecting information on the kind of substances guys are using, so they can make one legal substance in the future, which like isn't public." What manager said that? Might have been like that was his interpretation of why they're sending balls to the lab, which actually makes more sense to me than MLB. No, we're not gonna, punish anyone. We're just gonna make it more legalized and easy, which is like a fine thing. But some tweet manager said that, and I was like, I wonder if like that's the memo that got sent to the clubhouses. And like, don't worry, because Luba tweeted out and she deleted it like, oh yeah, but we all know they're not going to do anything. And I wonder if that's the inside the baseball walls secret. Yeah, no, we're not punishing guys, because I mean everyone's still being very obvious about it. Garrett Cole's being very obvious. Ohtani is being very everyone's being very obvious about it still. So I wonder if inside the walls they're like, yeah, we are sending him to labs. No one's going to get punished. We're just trying to figure out the best substance that we can legally like give to teams now that does this, but not that. I don't know.
Ohtani had the 300 RPM jump his first start. I'm just saying.
Check everyone's balls.
So I've been in the thick of it. I tweeted that out yesterday about like I think it's ridiculous that they're trying to make him the face of it. And then now I got people, all my mentions, sending me like little clips of videos, because Bauer's blogged everything or vlogged everything. So he's got content out there. The one thing that he really has messed up on is he was calling people out, and then he was calling into question their character, like the morality, saying he'll never use it because it's morally wrong. And then he just used it. So you can't do that.
Also very like,
and there's video all over the place of it.
Very semantical, because like there's like tweets where like, so you didn't use pine tar, and he says no, and it's like, well, I bet if someone asked, so you didn't use a sticky substance, that he would not respond to that one. But he tweeted out the ingredients. Like Bauer tweeted out the ingredients: pine tar, rosin, Coca-Cola, boiled down. When he was mad.
That's the Bubba mix.
Yeah, that's the Bubba mix.
Good.
But that, so like when he was rallying against it, he was like, well, this is the mixture that increased 300 RPMs to my pitches. But so I know that it helps, blah, 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 but I don't use it. And then he magically got that jump. So whatever. I think everyone's happy. Everyone's benefiting. Like for Bauer to be like, stop using me as the face of things. Like, dude, you made yourself the face of it for 2 years on Twitter. Like you did that. So of course they're going to use you in the headline.
I know what you're saying. I get it. He does put himself out there, so he's an easy target. But I wouldn't say he's the face of it, because I mean he was saying it on Twitter, but he wasn't using it at that time. And we're going to have to say this.
The pine tar debate, the sticky substance debate, he made himself the face of. He brought out that secret, that ingredients. That wasn't public knowledge. He was the first one to put that publicly out there for like Twitter sphere. So
he should be one. How about this? He should be one of the faces of it. I don't want to name names here, and we have to say allegedly because we don't know for sure. But he himself said the only way to get a 300 RPM jump is to use a foreign substance. And what did he do last year? Got 300 RPM jumps on all of his pitches. So you kind of put 2 and 2 together. He should be one of the faces of it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of guys out there that need to be the face of this thing too.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying, like it's
Trevor Bauer can like the clicks in the media that comes from it, but the media shouldn't be able to just say like, oh, this is the Pine Tar guy, we got his balls. It should be a collection of guys.
Yeah, I mean, they did it with Cole earlier. There's always going to be one name on the headline, and it's going to be a name that gets a lot of people clicking and talking.
I can't believe they did that. To be honest with you, it really disappointed me because I respect the Athletic and everything they do, and even the guys that were involved in the article. I know they don't write the headlines, but it was a little disappointing for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's very misleading that they've taken balls out for everyone, but the general public baseball fan right now thinks they just took Trevor Bauer's balls out.
Yep.
And that's pretty messed up. All right, well, there you go. Let's go into
Good job, A's.
Good job, the A's. They won a game. Good job, the A's. They won a game. We're going into just all the individual awards and segments, and it's brought to you by Roman. No one's perfect. Jake opened up this episode talking about his little winky, and even the best baseball players strike out with the bases loaded. The best golfers 3-putt with the tournament on the line. So if you feel like you're coming up short in the bedroom sometimes, it's perfectly okay. But if it's bothering you, there are options. With Roman, you can get a free evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A U.S. licensed healthcare professional will work for you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward and discreet. Go to getroman.com/JohnBoy and complete an online visit. Take care of your ED without leaving home. Complete an online visit today to connect with a doctor and take care of it. You get $15 off your first order of ED treatment with the code JohnBoy. So go do that.
Check your balls.
What if you have to pee constantly? Because we kind of live there.
What about it?
Yeah, we live there. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Okay.
Can they help me with that?
Ask him.
Is that more a
I think so.
prostate thing?
There's medication for that.
Tube YouTuber just commented, does anyone here actually have ED? Which,
Just reply to him.
Tube YouTuber, just go to Roman.com.
Uber.
Figure it out. All right.
Everybody deals with it when you get older, man, or like half the guys. That's what my ad read said. So, hey.
Yeah. All right. Standout Performances.
Standout Performance.
I guess I'm the guy that
You're
goes
the
first
leadoff
today.
hitter this
Wow.
episode.
I had a tough time choosing, to be honest. There was a lot of people like equal. Like for me, not one guy completely stood out. But I went with Brandon Woodruff for the Brewers. He saw his partner in the law firm, Burns, go out there and get a no-hit bid. And he said, like, I'm an equal partner here. I can't have you taking all the name recognition of the firm. So he went out and had a no-hit bid as well. He goes 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 1 hit, no walks, 8 Ks. Just another great outing by a Brewers pitcher. I'm interested to see when this reaches the general baseball fan, because I think we were talking about it before, like, hey, these guys are good. And now you get a lot of people that are in the baseball world like, hey, guys, these guys are good. But I still don't know if they have the name power that they should. But these Brewers pitchers, man, I mean, even Freddie Peralta, he teamed up. But, yeah, Woodruff going out there, doing the law firm proud, shutting down the team. He's my standout performance.
If they pitch like this, I mean, we love the Brew Crew. And I think that was what was in question, like how are their starters going to hold up? And we got some information saying our starters are going to hold up just fine. And it sure looks that way right now. And I know I say this every single episode. It's because I mean it. I love the NL Central this year. Like, this is going to be such a fun race. I hope the Cubbies stay in it like you said they would, Jake. I don't think they're going to. But if we can have the Reds added to that mix, and it's like Reds, Brew Crew, and Cardinals. Like there's like fiery personalities on those teams too. If the Cubs stay in it, great. Because they have great personalities on their teams too. This division likes to fight. They like to get rowdy. They don't like each other at all. And I think that is when baseball is at its best. I know everybody's buddy now, but like it's fun when teams actually don't like each other. Like that ups the ante a little bit, and I feel like that's kind of what's going on in the Central right now.
Do you know who?
Big fan.
Do you know who broke up the no-hitter in the 7th inning, leading off the 7th inning? He had a no-hit bid through 6. Ian Happ.
Wow.
Yes.
So if anyone was to do it, I would have chosen Ian Happ.
I love Ian Happ. The more and more I get to see him and hear his thoughts, he's very he's smart.
Giving out waffle makers. Of course he's smart. He invested in John Boy Media.
I dig that guy a lot. He's coming on Sequence today. Shout out.
Oh.
Teaser for you.
Trev, who is your standout performance?
My guy, and I'm going to include yesterday's game because his overall line is good, and we're rooting for this guy. It's Byron Buxton. Now, obviously, we know him, Platinum Glove Award winner, but he's entering his age 27 season. He's seen his OPS in the 8s the last 2 years, and when you mix that with elite defense, I mean, you're talking MVP consideration. So he's got to stay healthy. He's got to play a lot of games, which means he might need to dial it back a little bit in the outfield. But so far this year, got the numbers up for you guys. 421 batting average, 476 OPS, 1.687 OPS. What did I say? Whatever. 1.687 OPS, a 356 OPS plus. Obviously, small sample size, but he's been getting the ball in the zone more, which I think is a product of a few things. He is getting older. He's got those at-bats under his belt, and I think he understands, and the Twins are probably harping on that to him. If you want to be a productive hitter and hit in the middle of the lineup, which he is doing right now, you got to get the ball in the zone. That's going to make you a better player. And sometimes that's all it takes is for a team to sit you down and say, do this specifically, and you're going to be a great offensive player. And I'm just hoping he keeps it up because he looks great out there. I love, like, this is when you get those at bats and you have that under your belt, like the confidence comes. There's nothing that Byron hasn't seen now from a big league pitcher. So he's gone through some swing adjustments. He's had multiple, guys in his ear about it. And I think Byron, the last time I talked to him, he's like, dude, I am doing what feels comfortable to me. And when you get that confidence to be yourself and you have the confidence that you're good enough at the big league level, that's the leap. So Byron takes that leap, and we're talking he's going to be hitting in the middle of the Twins lineup. Maybe not when Donaldson comes back. We'll see where they put him. But I am so excited if we get a full year of Byron healthy, playing defense and hitting the way that he's been hitting. I think that we're talking about a top 5 MVP candidate, a dark horse guy, if you will, for the MVP. It's been awesome to watch.
Do you know he's put 4 fastballs in play, Buxton? The results of those?
Out of play.
3 homers, 1 double. So if he's gotten a hit on a fastball, it's been an extra base hit. He also has been hitting.
He's one of the most exciting players.
He's been hitting every pitch. Like, he's got a good everything on breaking, off speed, and fastball. So he's having a hell of a start.
Trev, I told you beforehand I was mad at you. I was going to give him my award. It was going to be Big Game Hunter. I was going to draw some comparisons to the last Twins team that won a series, 0-2. Torrey Hunter put a huge year together. I think Torrey had 27 homers that year or something. I think Buck, and it was going to be Big Game Hunter because his nickname is Buck. You hunt bucks, Torrey Hunter. It was beautiful.
I like that.
I love what you were saying, man. This is his 7th year. 7th year in the league. Sure, he's been hurt a ton, but you prep for 7 major league seasons. You see games in 7 league seasons. And you just become your own player. You talk about it all the time with coaches. Like, you hear different things from coaches. And how many coaches probably told Buxton, like, hey, let's get that OBP up. You know what?
Oh my god! Hit the ball on the ground and
If you
run.
can
Oh my god!
Find that ball and hit it, dude. And by the way, he's hitting it out. The last 3 seasons, he's got an 872 OPS, which, hey, you're like, all right, that's a really nice player's OPS. Yeah, but not many players can go out and get a platy glove in center field, man. I'm with you, Trev. It's at this point, I think he's shown enough hitting-wise the past 3 seasons that if he is healthy, a $130 games, you're looking at a top 10 MVP guy. $150 games, you're looking at a top 5 guy. I think he's a stud. He's a war guy because he's going to rack it up on both sides. Young Buck. Lead those Twins, baby.
Did you see?
Think about.
I'm mad at Buxton now.
Okay.
That one double on a fastball came against Matt Boyd. We took Buxton in the homer draft, talking Yanks, me, Jake, and BBD, against Matt Boyd. I didn't realize this. I mean, it's a foot off the wall. Did you know that, BBD?
Didn't know he got that close.
Yeah, it hit the wall on the fly, foot off the wall. So now, come on, Buxton, you can't go 4 for 4 on home runs on fastballs. The one non-homer is when we chose you in the homer draft. It's bullshit.
Couple things mechanically that I see with him. He's looking really quiet up there. He is. Yes, Jake.
Trevor Plouffe. Is Byron Buxton the best player on the Minnesota Twins?
Yeah, like full potential, yes.
Okay.
Like if we're talking best of his ability, yes. I mean, who can match up? I mean, a younger Josh Donaldson might have.
JD Kepler, I think, is in the conversation. I think it's just interesting because I don't think a lot of people around baseball, you picture Buxton that way, and this Twins team has been such a regular season monster. And Nelly Cruz, I mean, he's his own sort of freak, but it's just old.
The talent level on all sides of the ball, base running, defense, offense. Now he looks really comfortable in the box. His setup is really still. He's not moving a lot, and he's just seeing the ball really well. So I'm happy because like I said, he's been coached a bunch of different ways. And I think he's just found something that feels comfortable with him. But the other point I want to make is think about Minnesota and the center fielders they've had. They have drafted incredibly. We went from Kirby Puckett to a couple of year gap. Torrey Hunter, Denard Span, Aaron Hicks.
Well, he wasn't.
Ben Revere splat.
Twins though.
He's taking draft credit.
Yeah,
he's
but
taking draft credit.
Oh, draft credit.
Scouting credit.
Ben Revere kind of in the mix there.
Hot.
You've seen some of his highlights, dude. Defensively, that guy he couldn't throw much. I love you, Ben, but like he can go get it. And now to Buxton. I mean, they've just done an incredible job. That lineage of center fielders is. I don't think there's another team that replicates it on both sides of the ball.
It's hot. Jake?
Hot.
Who's your standout performance?
Guys, we need to talk about my rocks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Jake's getting his rocks off on the pod. Guys, Ryan McMahon. How about a 3 Yabo day? 4 for 6, 3 homers, a bonus double for funsies, 4 ribbies. Guys, I said this during the Rockies TPP. You guys probably turn your brains off when I start talking about the Rocks, and I get that. Ryan McMahon is a good young ball player. 2019, this guy had a nice year. He was 24. He had 24 home runs, 250, 329, a 779 OPS. You said, hey, for a young ball player, that's a really nice year for your first full giving it hell in the big leagues. He's got the classic core splits, which people are starting to figure out with DJ, and now Arenado's about to do it in St. Louis. These guys might be getting just hurt more than the benefits they get at cores going on the road. In 2019, 863 OPS at home, 680 OPS on the road. My guy is getting half of his starts at third base, half at second base, so he's filling part of what Arenado tried to leave. And, man, he's 26 years old. Run it out, big guy. He's got 4 homers now, leading the league. 3-homer game helps a lot. But Ryan McMahon could be a nice little ball player. He takes another step up this year. You're looking at a 800s OPS guy in the infield, swings a nice little stick. And Trev, he's a Cali guy. You could get behind that. Matter Day, baby.
Ooh, modern day. He's a modern day guy. He's an Orange County guy, so that's
sure.
a little bit of a different breed down there. But I will say, I did watch his homers, and I found something I liked. The
Okay.
first one, you know the count?
3-0.
3-0, baby. He took a fucking hack and put it in the seats, and that gets my blood flowing a little bit. And then to come back, that's why 3-0 hacking is so amazing, because you get your pitch, you don't miss it, hit a homer. It just builds that confidence up. 2 more homers that game. I get it. You can give your dogs credit. We know that was coming. We knew it was coming. I'm expecting. I don't want to hear it too much out of you this season, but I'll let this go first.
They're
first
hot.
Week. They're hot, ish.
Ryan McMahon.
Not really.
Congrats to him.
3-homer day, man.
It's pretty good.
That's hot. I never had a 3-homer day. Not in the show.
Did you ever try?
That's fun. Yes.
Okay. That's all that matters. I never even tried.
2-homer day?
Yeah.
Of course. Oh my God.
You remember
Multiple
them?
homers.
What's the one that
Too
stands
many
out?
to remember.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
know.
That's true.
Many.
We don't have time for
I
that.
actually do have one that stands. I have one that stands out. It was against the Brew Crew when I was really just establishing myself. Me and Bronny were going back and forth. 2012. Crushing
The
ball.
game did go 13 innings, so you kind of giving him less credit then. You know, it's not a 9-inning 3-homer game.
No, it's still fine.
I
It's
don't
still
know.
fine.
Didn't he get it in 9?
No, his last one came in the 13th.
Last one was 13.
No. He got the go. He got the game-winning, he got a big double in the 13th. It's my
Okay.
bad. I just saw black
Oh.
ink.
How's that bug?
It's Diamondbacks Rockies, man. Don't expect me to know a lot.
Yeah. The chat is all over me saying that apparently Bailey must have done a video on the Yankees center fielder.
Yeah.
He has.
Can you guys enlighten me? I mean, I know that, but when was that?
When did he do the video?
He did
What era is he talking about?
beginning of the Yankees until now.
Like the start of the
Like-
all time.
Okay, I mean, I was.
Babe
okay,
Ruth.
that's-
Babe Ruth. To,
He wasn't. He
I
wasn't
mean,
center,
guys,
but-
I'm talking.
well,
like,
he was. It starts
fucking-
with Babe Ruth. He
yeah.
played an inning in center, and then to like Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Bernie Williams, Mickey Rivers. It's a cool video that he did.
Why do Yankees fans always have to bring up like
Foolish
the
baseball
30s?
isn't a Yankee fan.
I'm saying the chat. They're clearly
Yankees
all
have a
Yankees
nice center
fans
field
doing that.
history. No shame in that.
I can, but can I talk about the Twins without them having to bring up the Yankees
no,
from the
you
30s?
can't. Welcome to hell.
Jesus,
That's what you
man.
signed up for,
It's
baby.
the same thing as the championships. I get it, but they were a long time
You
ago.
can see how
A long
they.
time
I mean,
ago.
you're giving the lineage of center field, and they're saying, "Hey,
The lineage I'm talking about is still here. Like it's
One of the
it's
guys
like,
you
it's
mentioned is
here.
playing
So is-
center field for the Yanks.
yeah." So is the Yankees. Whatever. We didn't bring it up. I think it's just saying like, yeah, it's a cool video that Foolish Baseball did. Speaking
I like Foolish.
speaking of bad times,
Passing.
what?
Well, just I don't know if that's where you're about to go with bad times. Judge officially not in the lineup. Boone's about to talk. I don't know. He was seen stretching on the field with the players on the team.
Here we go.
So I don't know.
It's fine.
Got a few more minutes to speculate.
Zero chance he was going to be in the lineup when Boone said what he said. So no surprise there. I mean, I would hope they put him on the IL. If you can't play, just IL him and let him rest, like Trev said. There's no reason not to. What you're going to hear, hopefully they don't go the Boone lies and says he's available to pinch hit, and then when he's not, again, loud. But whatever. I was saying, speaking of bad time, let's move. What's that?
Boone quote: just felt like I wanted to wait at least another day. We'll see where we're at in 24 hours.
Oh my
Huge.
gosh.
Yeah. All right.
Why don't they just say, dude, he feels something going on. We're being cautious with it.
I don't know. They've dedicated themselves to this is how they operate. It's pretty
Maybe
frustrating.
they're just testing different vaccines on him every day.
Let's move on. Slump Watch. BBD, can you update us on some of the guys that we put on Slump Watch last week? Have any of them worked their way off? Are they staying? What do we got going on?
So Slump Watch, starting at the top, Keston Hiura.
No.
He was on last week, and this week it kind of continued. 1 for 12, 5 more strikeouts.
Keston.
So he's now 1 for 23 with 11 Ks.
Keston's
I think
teetering a fine line, man.
he's going to stay on Slump Watch. Oh, no.
He's supposed to be a dude on the crew.
Yeah. Staying. Okay, who else?
Jock Peterson. Last series he was 0 for 10, but he gets his first hit this series, 2 for 11, and that hit was a home run, a walk, only 3 Ks.
If we separate, no, he only got one hit.
Stays.
It was a big home run. He stays. I think he's inching off. He stays for now. I think he's inching off.
I think his teammate's about to leave.
Yep, the other Cub on the list, Wilson Contreras, this week he goes 2 for 9, homer, 2 RBIs, 2 more walks, 3 Ks.
That gets you off Slump Watch.
Yeah.
No claps.
He only started in 2 games as well. 2 for 9. I don't have him as 2 for 9. He went 1 for 8. He went 1 for 5 with a walk.
Might be on the year he's there or something. I don't know. I just read the sheet.
Yeah, on the year he's there. So wait, hold on though. Then he went 1 for 5 with 2 walks and a homer. It's a .556 on base percentage, and the slugging's there because he got a homer. It's not as easy off as we're saying, but I can take him off if we want.
Well, now we're double checking stats, so I'm a little thrown off. So that was the Milwaukee series.
Yeah.
1 for 5, 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches.
So he's doing whatever he can.
He's got a 1 OPS.
Yeah, he's doing whatever he can.
Yeah, no, he's off. That's how you get off. I'm giving him a clap.
Lean into some.
556 on base.
The old
yeah.
the old Conforto.
Yeah.
Ozzy Albies this series 2 for 10 with an RBI, a walk, 3 Ks. After last week,
He got a hit in 2 games out of the 3. And it was only 7-inning games, so he got less at bats than he would have liked. With a walk, it's still a 2.73 OBP.
He stays. He's had one of the worst starts to the season.
And he's
2 for 22 is not good.
He's too good to let him off with that. He's better. Yeah. So, okay.
And our final review guy, Alex Verdugo, 5 for 13, 4 doubles, 2 RBIs, walk.
I mean, impressively off the list. Impressively.
That's how you get off Slump Watch.
That's a great job by Doogie there.
You just needed that raised pitching to come into town.
And now our additions.
Yes.
Rowdy Tellez, 0 for 16 with a walk for the first week of the year.
Yeah, so I threw him on there. Researcher Max didn't have him on there, but when we were talking about the Blue Jays earlier, I was looking at their team, and yeah, he hasn't got a hit yet this year. And he's only got 1 walk. So...
It's the Storielli curse.
That's a slump.
That's a slump. That's a little slump watch.
Storielli curse kicking in.
Who else we got?
Trey Mancini on the whole season, he's 5 for 28. 2 of his 5 hits are extra bases, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, 11 Ks in that time.
I don't want him on Slump Watch.
I mean, no.
He's not on Slump Watch.
Cole looks gross.
He's battling back, and it's early. You know, I mean, he gets a.
And that's like a 2 for 3 game away from being just fine.
A start.
Well, no, I mean he had a really bad series. He went 1 for 12 with 1 walk. If it wasn't Trey Mancini, it's definitely.
He's having a big day today. 3 for 4. He's already off.
Another guy who played against Mancini in that series, Aaron Hicks. On the year, he's 2 for 20. Only walked 3 times.
A lot of people in my mentions about him.
Yeah, but it's a little interesting. He definitely should be on there. He did have 2 RBIs. He went 1 for 8 with 2 RBIs and a walk. So, but yeah, he's on there.
It's looked rough to start the year.
He only played 2 out of 3, so it's always hard for me to.
Well, even the season's body of work at this point.
It's 1 week of stats.
Yeah.
He's on.
And we got our first couple pitchers making their way onto our watch because we got multiple starts now. Max Fried, 2 starts, 7 innings, 7 runs, 14 hits. Just not the start to the year he wanted. And Mad Bum also 2 starts, 9 innings, 11 runs, 15 hits, 5 walks.
Uh,
Couple of your favorite lefties, Trev.
They both got to go on.
Bumgarner had 2 bad games. So he's definitely on there. Fried's first game was good, so it's kind of interesting. What do you got, Trev?
I think he thinks more highly of himself, and I think he should go on. I think it's a little bit of a motivating factor. Go on, let's go on so we can take you off, Maxie.
Bumgarner for sure. I mean, but he's 1 start away from being
sad watch.
Taken off. You're just bad and we don't care anymore. Watch.
I talked with him, talked about him with Rosie, and he was saying the same thing about Mad Bum. What's he got to do? And then I started reading some articles, and this doesn't seem very Madison Bumgarner-esque, but he has been trying out different arm angles, like dropping down. He's been messing with timing.
Did you
which
read a
seems
couple
like
articles
something that Madison Bumgarner would ever
Did you read
do.
a couple articles, or did you listen to me on my TPP? Huh?
Oh, I read a couple articles.
couple
I don't remember that
Oh,
at
yeah.
all.
That's the
Sorry. We talked about
only
that.
thing of substance I brought to the Diamondbacks TPP. Yeah, yeah.
That was a long time ago, Jim. We
You're
talked a
good,
lot
I
of
don't
baseball.
care. Doing the Cueto, but he's doing Cueto shit, which you're right. Doesn't see. He was only doing it on the backfield, so I don't know if he did it in these 2 starts. In spring training, he's only doing it off camera. He wasn't doing it during games.
You're right. I read that was in the article. So I apologize. Jim brought that to my attention and I forgot. But that does, like I said, it doesn't seem like something Madison Bumgarner would do. You think he would just still go up there and throw 85 and try to muscle it by you or something. But
It's a good Slump Watch edition. It's almost sad watch already, but we'll see how it goes. So that's what we're watching.
Yeah.
Pick it up, everyone. You're on. The opposite side of that coin in Fuego.
Fuego, that means I'm on fire, baby, like Waco.
Boom. JD Martinez, Jake.
Yep.
On the season so far, 13 for 30, 2 home runs, 12 RBIs. Pretty good. He's a good hitter. He's got his replay back.
iPad guy.
Yeah.
he's a good hitter.
Same with Contreras. Wasn't he the other guy? Or was it Baez on the Cubs? That was
Baez. There's a couple Cubbies.
Castellanos. He's been crazy. 4 home runs, 10 for 23 to start the year. Jake already mentioned Ryan McMahon. We got Nate Lowe. 3 homers, 8 for 25, doing it for Texas. Akil Baddoo, we probably should have mentioned him earlier in the show. He's doing things that rookies have never done, like a grand slam. It was like a grand slam, a walk-off, and something else. No rookie has ever done that in their first week of playing. He's making noise. Nelson Cruz, 3 homers, had a 2-homer day, doing the damn thing. He's 9 for 21. Those are all the hitters. You guys got anything about any of those guys?
I think it's cool that Akil Baddoo has been doing it in front of his parents. I think that's awesome. We love the parent reaction. Also, former Minnesota Twins farmhand. He got Rule 5'd.
Yeah,
He was blocked.
pretty crazy. And I think he had Tommy John or something, or he had an injury. That's kind of why I think the Twins took the chance. And good on the Tigers, man. I mean, you talk about you might have just stumbled into a starting outfielder for 7 years by taking a flyer on that guy. Man, I think the ones that stand out, Glass now, you know.
Well, I didn't do the pitchers yet.
Oh.
I just did the hitters.
Are you in the future,
Yeah,
Jake?
a little bit.
Are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
we got a bunch of pitchers that are on fire as well. Glass now, 2 starts, 1 earned run,
Pops.
15 Ks. He's looked really good. John Means for the Orioles. He had he's got the stuff. He had not a great year last year. He started strong. 2 starts, 1 earned run as well. 11.2 pitches. Gossman, I mentioned him. He's 13 and 2 innings pitched with only 2 earned runs. Zach Greinke, no surprise there. Jacob Junis, 3 appearances, 1 start, 7 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. Good for him. And my dude Matt Boyd has had 2 good starts. So I'll throw him. I don't think he's on fire. I think the second start was kind of like 7 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. But I'll just give him some love since I always give him hate. He's had a good start.
Like
So, yeah.
That's nice of you, Jim.
Yeah, bigger man.
Man of
Very nice of
integrity.
you.
Speaking of bigger man, Tyler Glass now, like I was talking about in the future. Is this it? Like, is it happening? You know, we've been waiting for it for now, 23 months. Is it all coming together for Big Tyler? Is it some people are calling it the John Boy Media effect? I don't know. Some people are referencing.
I don't think anybody's
Some
calling it
people
that,
are
but
referencing
maybe.
the slider. But yeah, interested to see how the big man years plays out. If he does kind of put himself on that pedestal that MLB and everyone was ready to, but maybe the stats weren't all there yet. Excited for him. John Means, can he play himself onto the trade block? In for that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be fun. Dude, Glass now, he went from not having a slider at all to now he's throwing it 35% of the time. Like, it's his number 2 pitch.
Feature.
The curveball has dropped down to 10%. I actually thought those 3 would be closer. I maybe he's just going slider heavy the first time through because no one's seen it, like opponents. And then second time through the division or the league, he'll balance out the curve and the slider a little more. So I still think it needs to be 3. The 2 pitches should be closer His problem was
Early too.
Yeah. His problem was he was a 2-pitch pitcher, so the slider's nasty. But I think second time through, I'm interested to see if he bounces up the curve, so people like Trev can't just eliminate it from their scouting report.
Ooh. Is there? This is in my head. I have a really weird thought going on, so I'm just gonna share it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Was there a time this offseason when Tyler was feeling extra cerebral? Because he's a cerebral person. We've heard him talk. I feel like he's got a good grasp mentally. Do you think there was a time he looked in the mirror and said, I don't want to be known for my good looks. Like, I'm more than that. Like, I almost feel like I'd want him to shave his head and maybe put you know how in there's movies where
you want him to scar himself up.
Yeah, and just be like, I'm not a hot guy. I'm a good pitcher.
Yeah.
Like almost opposite of when the shy nerdy girl takes the glasses off and lets her hair down.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of that.
I mean, I don't know if you ever seen Randy Johnson in his early years, but he was just dashing. Smooth skin, great hair, clean shaven. But he didn't want to be known for that. It's like, I don't want to be a hot pitcher. I want to be a bird killer. So yeah, maybe Glasnow uglies himself up.
Good face scar.
That'd be something.
Good face scar is the play.
Like shaving his head and then stubble, but not a beard.
I don't know. I think if I had the option to be a really good
I don't know
pitcher
where I'm going
plus
with that.
good looking, I'd take that.
Whatever.
He's so hot. It's ridiculous.
Let's move it on. We got awards to give out. Awards. And elevator talk. We're running long today. Some good topics, though. I'll go first. I have an award. It's the Best Friend Award. And I told BBD, I'm asking you guys if this should just be a segment we do, like maybe BBD gives this award out, and then I'll come up with a new one, like a Evergreen Award. And all I'm doing is I made a Google sheet of every friend of the pod. They've had to be on Talkin' Baseball, come and not just friendly with us. They had to be on Talkin' Baseball. And out of that pool of players, who was our best friend this last series?
Best friend of the week.
Best friend of the series, yes.
Yeah.
So I think BBD will present this in the future. I think it's a good one. Today, Rhys Hoskins wins it. Taijuan Walker was and Jay Flair were the reasons I thought of it. I was like, maybe those guys. But Rhys Hoskins had a crazy good series. 636 batting average. I mean, it's 3 games. He had 7 hits, 4 doubles, 1 homer. So he was our best friend this series. So I'm giving Rhys Hoskins the Best Friend Award, and I think in the future this would be good if BBD just said, hey, BBD, who's our best friend this week? Bam.
Best friend of the week.
Yeah.
Best friend of the series, yeah. Reeser. Nice swing, Trev. You like that swing? I forget.
Top 5 prettiest swings in
That's
baseball.
what it is.
Makes a hitting coach's job real
That's what it
easy
is.
when you got a guy like that.
Who
Good job,
up?
Reese.
Oh, good job, Reese. Trev, what's your award?
Mine is the Villain
Oh,
Award of the week.
Villain Award of the week.
Because of the year, of the century, maybe. Because this team, everybody hates, but they don't care. I think they're starting to finally just grasp it. It's the Houston Astros. Go ahead and pull up team statistics and click on pretty much anything. And then the good ones, they're going to be on top. Hitting, pitching, everything. Right now, OPS plus, they're first in the league with the 149 OPS plus. That's 50% better than the rest of the league. I don't know if you guys know that. Pitching, they're third with the 177 ERA plus. They're doing everything. Now, we know not all of the guys are the villains on that team. You know, we talked about Stanek doing his thing. Oda Reeves is going to be making his debut here. Michael Brantley wasn't a part of any of that. But they're getting trash cans thrown at them. They're finally going to be booed the entire year, and I think it's going to work to their favor. This team looks so freaking good. It's scary. And Correa is leading the charge, and you can hate him all you want, but you got to beat him on the baseball field, and not many people have been able to do that. I like watching this team. Does that make me a bad person that I'm kind of rooting for them to go do it this year?
no, man.
Because
Because
they fucked baseball up, but this is a good team, man.
no, that's why I'm so mad at the A's. because you were so annoyed and you were going to get your vengeance, and then they just walked all over you, and it almost makes the Astros like the cool bad guy and the A's like the weak good guy.
Do you like the A's?
They're 6-1 right now.
I want to like the A's.
6-1. They played.
I want to like the A's.
They play the 2 best teams in the division.
Yeah, they did play the 2 best teams in the division. Like, they can easily make it up. But no, I'd love to hate the Astros. And I think that's what this is. I'm loving hating the Astros. And we talked about a team identity and needing one. Like, as long as they buy into the evil villain, which Trev just gave the award, like, they have their identity. Out of the 10, they've had 10 players start in 4 games so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them have an OPS that starts with 1 dot. So it's not just 2 guys carrying it. The pitching's been great. I talked about that. All the hitters have been great.
My friend Alex, pretty good at third. I mean, Yordan Alvarez is doing scary stuff, man. Like, very special, like baseball history special. I don't know, man. Dude, and, well, I guess it's something they'll have to deal with after the season, but it kind of got swept under the rug. I think people were just excited about baseball, but the whole Correa extension stuff, they kind of lowballed him pretty hard. And, man, if Correa keeps this up and just plays his game, he's lined up for a lot more than they were offering. And, Trev, I do feel like right now that guy is the heart. Like, he's the engine. He wants it. He does it on the field. He does it off the field. Like, it's going to be an interesting story. Like, what are they going to do? Are they going to empty the Brinks truck, or is someone else going to step up and pay that guy?
It's funny if you look at their numbers back to back, Correa and Bregman. OBP 406, 407, slugging 643, 640, OPS 1.049, 1.047. These guys are mirroring each other, both villains. Everybody loves to hate both of them, and they're just saying, you know what? I'm sick of it.
And how about Dr. Smooth with a casual 7 for 13 out of the gate, 538?
Who's he platooning with? How come he's only played 4 of the 7 games?
I know BBD's been yelling for some Almeida.
He's just a little older, I think.
Keep him off his
he's 34.
feet.
And Carlos Correa is 26 years old. Are you kidding me?
Dude, it got overlooked. The Astros offered him like $100 million or something.
126,
and he
120.
wants that Lindor bag, baby.
That's insane. They offered
right?
him that. They offered him $20 million a year. He's 26 years old. Oh man, yeah, it's just one of those things, man. Like, I find myself kind of rooting for them, which is, in my mind, it's bizarro land.
Was Brantley banged up? Because he missed 3 games in a row, then came back. So it didn't seem like.
What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, he was. He's back though.
If Carlos Correa gets signed by the Yankees, like,
Sure, like hell
is
for
going to
him.
go on?
Yeah, I mean, A-Rod was a Yankee. They're the same guy.
Makes sense.
Great point, Jim. Great
Pete
point.
DeRosa was calling for that on MLB Network the other day.
Well, everyone is now because Gleyber's looked bad.
And it's fun.
Yeah. All right, Jake, what is your award? You have to pivot your award.
Yeah, I did.
Trev stole yours.
I've actually done 2 pivots now. Someone else got me juiced up before, but we talked about them a lot. I am going to do the Aisle Seat Award. The Aisle Seat Award Prestige. It's what players go into the season wanting.
Mm-hmm. I'm an aisle seat guy.
The aisle seat. Boys, we talked about this a little bit. I didn't know if we were going there too. There's 2 things you got to look out for when you're in the aisle seat. Your feet and those elbows, baby. Conforto. We already talked about the hit by pitch stuff. And now everybody's talking about you. Mets, Lindor, you're the story of baseball for the day. Yankees, Mets, little brother, big brother, back pages, all that crap. 1, Michael Conforto, pretty good ball player. Go check out the Baseball Reference. Guy's got a career 127 OPS plus and 840 OPS. You got your announcer spitting the truth on you. Ron Darling, our guy, loves reading Trevor Plouffe stuff. I saw Conforto's face, and I didn't fully recognize him. Like, he's an outfielder in New York that's been a good ball player for a few seasons now. Well, guess what, dude? Now people are seeing you. Now people know you. And you're supposed to be a part of this Mets team, middle of the lineup, hitting lefty. He's got a couple 9 OPS seasons out there. Like, hey, man, now everyone's going to be watching you. And so a lot of people are just not going to like you because of that one moment in time. So, hey, man, 2021 season, the Mets, Lindor, Alonso, you've had some guys come in around you to help you out in that lineup. I'm watching Conforto the rest of the season. I want to see how he reacts. I wonder if he picks up a little villain in his game. Or maybe he just goes and rides Mr. Smile the whole way. But, Mikey, watch those elbows. Keep hitting, and you'll be beloved. But if he starts having a tough year, people are going to hate on him.
Well, he's not hitting. I mean, that's...
Early.
Yeah.
176 batting average, 535. Guy's been a really good ball player. He's gotten overshadowed by that monster in right field for the Yanks. Hey, he might be hurt again. Conforto, go out and start winning some headlines. Go hit, kid.
Go hit. I mean, it was so funny when that game, the Mets broadcast, I think it was Hernandez, they're like, what do you do here? And they're like, oh, you walk Lindor. Conforto has been struggling pretty hard. And then it was like strike 1, strike 2, foul ball, strike 3, little elbow shot.
Get your knees, touch your elbows.
A lot of
Free agent after this year.
he is. He's been around for longer than you'd think.
Yeah, he's made $4 million in 2019, $8 million last year, making 12.2 this year in his last year of control. You're right. I don't know a lot about Michael Conforto.
Right?
I just don't. I know he's like a decent player, but like his numbers are legit, and he's making a lot of freaking money, and he's going to get paid a lot. He's going to be age 29. I mean, yeah.
It's
Pick
good.
it up,
The
Mike.
spotlight's on you now, kid. Turn it up.
Enjoy it. All right.
He also shouldn't be like villainized for that. I mean, come on. Like it was a
It happened.
bad call.
Yeah, I'm
just
fault.
happened.
Yeah, I don't care that he did
It happened.
Yeah.
A lot of people are always going to hold that over his head, though. Don't be defined by that, Conforto. How about that?
Right now, like I think of that picture of his mom that everyone tweets out all the time when I hear Conforto.
Hot mom?
Yeah.
Not familiar.
Clem, Mets fan. Anytime he hits a home run, tweets out the picture and says Conforto bomb. So that's what like comes to my head.
Okay. Okay.
All right, let's go to elevator talk. I'm going to spin the wheel. 2 minutes on the clock. One team. If you're stuck in an elevator with a fan of this team, here's some fodder for you. 1, 2, 3. Unless it's a team that's got too much play already, we will respin. The Detroit Tigers.
Oh.
What you got on them, Jake?
It's been Akil Baddoo season all season, whether it's talking baseball, farm to fame, Chris Rose. That's kind of, he's been low-key one of the stories of baseball so far.
So if you get in that elevator and you don't say, how about that Baddoo kid, you kicked off the elevator?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's kind of got to be the first thing out of your mouth. We're 3-3. What do we got? We got a weekend series with Believeland coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Starting off with Zach Plesac. I don't know if there's any ads to be had there.
Jimmy's dumb prop bet of the day is Zach Plesac. Is that what you were talking about?
He's scheduled to come on sequence.
Double
but
ad.
It's going to be
Wow. No one's really hitting besides Akil Baddoo.
Ooh.
Heimer's got some base hits,
Come
but
on,
no
Wilson Ramos.
no slugging.
Yeah, what about Wilson Ramos?
Wilson Ramos has
The
4
Buffalo.
hits.
Buffalo season.
Yeah, he's got 4 hits.
Half of them have left the building, babe.
Yeah. I mean, Boyd's been good.
Baddoo has 5
Boyd's been
hits.
good. We talked about that.
It's early.
Boyd's been good. I mean, Tehran's been good. Casey Mize had a good start. I don't know, man. I don't really know what you're looking for. Fulmer out of the pen.
Starting pitching has been good for the Detroit Tigers. They're 500, right? So that's good for them. I don't know where Detroit Tigers fans lie. Do you want to be really crappy this year? Should you get a high draft pick? I'm not really
You
sure
just
where
want the
this all
rookies
ends
to
up,
be
but
good. Like who cares if Ramos is good? You know what I mean? Like I don't think that matters.
Casey Mize, man. Is the Casey Mize train going to pick up this year?
Something special happens.
Yeah.
It's the Baddoo train right now.
I'm rooting for that. Maybe that's okay, Jim. I think we just found it. If you're the Tigers, the young guys need to keep passing the baton. Like Akil Baddoo, he's got these first first week, maybe hopefully the first couple weeks of the season locked up. Storyline, Rule 5, it's got all of it. I think he's got to pass the torch to Casey Mize.
All right. I like that. See you guys. They got Cleveland, then they got Houston coming up. So 2 fun series for them. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday to recap the weekend series. Jake sucks.